Our morning pre-shift takes around 15 to 20 minutes and the topics varies. Sometimes it's about the environment, sometimes it's about the animals, and sometimes it's about cultural differences.
Now, every morning, our coordinators and line manager will have a brief meeting with us, of the cultural representatives, and ask us if we are happy with work, if there's anything they can help us with, before moving on to our mentoring and pre-shift topics of the day. Now, one of the topics I have selected is the fish philosophy. Now, some of you might not have heard what is the fish philosophy. For me, I have never ever heard of this philosophy before as well, but I'm gonna point out some 4 key points of this philosophy. The first one of the fish philosophy is to be there, and I'm going to write it down here in the first point. Second is to choose your attitude. You can see that I have drawn a lovely cute fish on the top. Choose your attitude. And third is play. And lastly is make someone stay. Now, why I'm telling you this 4 key points? Well, all these 4 key points here all fits into this little fish right here. Well, the background of the fish philosophy is that it was created by John Christensen in 1998, actually at the fish market. So that's why the logo is the fish. And some organizations use this philosophy to improve their teamwork. Also, for anyone from with different backgrounds, different cultures and perspectives, and even schools also use it. Also, the first point is be there. Be there is that your team member have to be there at work to create the happiness, or to create the productivity. And second is to choose your attitude. Now, imagine if we all have a negative attitude, would it be a pleasant, work atmosphere? No. So, no matter what you're feeling, if you're having a problem with your friends, family members, always put it aside first. Be humble and respectful for others in the office, or in your team. Third, play. It's fun to have a joke once in a while. You don't always have to be serious all the time. And lastly, make someone stay, which means that if your team members need help with anything, always offer a hand to help them. Or if you see that they're feeling sad or depressed, offer to talk to them, offer to listen to them and help them find a problem if they want your advice. Well, guys, that's the fish philosophy. And to wrap things up, I'm going to draw another fish. I do apologize, my drawing is not that great, but I tried. And a smile here. And then you get another fish. Hello, so moving on to another topic. Well, for that we have our pre-shift that I'm going to briefly tell you about is the personality assessment or activity. It's quite interesting with this one because Sometimes I'm not even sure about myself, but that's why we have friends, my close friends, to do this assessment with me. So based from this activity, I've done this before. If we have a look at the top left corner, we have emote, which deals with emotion. Second, control. Third, ask. And fourth, tell. So I have actually shortened this activity to only 5 questions. Questions A all the way to questions E. So here, I have to choose the choices between emote or control. So I'm just gonna read it out loud. So first, friends think I have forceful hand and body movements, or friends think I have less forceful hand and body movements. So according to my friends at Disney, they say that I have less full force movements. So I just had to make a tick right here. Where is it? Right here. And then moving on to questions B. Friends think I have many facial expressions, or friends think I don't use facial expressions. Of course, I use facial expressions, so I'm gonna go and tick this one right here, B. Sorry. Moving on to question C. Now we're gonna decide between ask and tell. First one, friends think I am softer spoken, or friends think I have a louder voice. Well, for me personally, I think, and this one I agree with my friend, that I definitely have a softer spoken voice, not loud. I am not loud. The next question. Friends think I am more focused on feelings and opinion, or friends think I focus more on facts and logic. Well, this one is really tricky actually. It's between, like, in the middle. But a majority of my friends said that I focus more on logic and fact. Which, yeah, I think it depends on the case sometimes as well. Sorry, it's a bit hard to tick. Oops, here I got it. And lastly, question E. Friends think I am more likely to ask questions. And the last one, the next box, friends think I push to get things done and tend to talk more. Well, for me, it's as. So now that I have completed, I have to count how many ticks I have ticked for emote, control, ask, and tell. So for emote, I have ticked 1. So I write at the top here. And then for control, I have ticked 2. And then for ask, I have ticked 2 as well. And for tell, I have ticked, well, surprisingly, none. Guys, I have a confession to tell you. That is not actually my real result, but that was just only a demonstration for you to have a hint on what we talk about or what we do in pre-shift. So after the table that I've just recently answered, we're going to move on to the graph. Now you can see on each corner we have the personalities, the 4 types of personality. So I'm going to point to this one first, analytical. Analytical is for those who really focus on details and process and like to prioritize tasks at hand, like to use facts and data. Moving on to the second personality is the driver right here. Now, the driver personality is very direct, self-contained, quick pace, and focused for getting on the results. Moving on to the third type of personality, and I think it's pronounced amiable, which should have been mine. That's what I got at Disney. Amiable is, the personality is people-orientated, team-orientated, loyal, diplomatic, and gain trust. Well, basically more like people-focused, people-centered. And lastly is expressive, right over here. Expressive personality are usually creative, enthusiastic, spontaneous, energetic, and really quick pace. They're really talkative. Alright, so getting my score down here, I'm gonna go this really slow. Not too slow actually. So the top here is control and the bottom is emote. At the moment, I do not know yet what is my personality in the team. So this is just another fun way to analyze which group I am in out of these 4. So emote, by the way, I have drawn this myself, this graph. Really neat, isn't it? Alright, emote is 1, so which is gonna be right over here. I have circle it right here to make it lighter compared to the actual line here. And then moving on to control, which is 2, so I have to draw a line at the number 2 here. And then looking at toe, now this is quite interesting because toe I got 0, but if there were more questions, I'll probably get more numbers than 0. So I'll just leave it here first. 0 is right here for toe, and us I have 2, so I'm just gonna make a circle right over here. Now what I need to do is to connect these 3 numbers that I have circled. So 2 here at the top, 2 at the top, and then 1 at the bottom here where my pen is, and then number 2 at the left side. So just give me a moment and then I will draw the box. So I have colored darker so you guys can see here. And for emote, I've got only 1, so I'm gonna color it here. Alright, this is actually the center line here. Right. Now, how do we know which category or which personality I fit into? That's quite easy. You see the box right here in the left corner? I have to count how many cubes I've got for analytical personality and how many cubes right here I've got for amicable, how many for driver or expressive, which I don't have any. So easy. So here I count 1, 2, 3, 4. So I write number 4 right here. And then for amiable, I have only 2. 1 where my pen dot hit, and then 2. So I write 2. Now, between analytical and amicable, which one I have scored the highest is analytical. So it means that my personality from this activity is analytical. Now,
I'll show you which animals we are going to see, but first, let me take a sip of my jungle juice.
Henry is also the dad of our new baby. Do you guys know we have a new baby here? Augustus, and Hans here is his brother. So Hans, the abode in front of us, is a little over 4,000 pounds.
Protect their backs against anything that might be jumping on top of them. They're also going to be the official emblem of the Harambe.
I want to say Thank you so much for pressing like and subscribe.